folks, welcome back to CampGeeks. So I have a nice little product that's actually very useful no matter what you're doing. If you're camping or bike packing or backpacking or hiking or vacationing, it doesn't really matter. This is something that you can use in about any leg of life. And that is a very small ultralight tripod. This is called the Ultrapod 2 from Pedco. I will put a link where you can actually take a peek at this at the top of the description, so that just out of the gate. That said, this is a very ultralight tripod, a very, very handy tripod. Has kind of a ball mount at the top, 1/4 thread. You can screw any camera that has a camera mount on here. If you have a product that doesn't have a camera mount, for instance, like an iPhone or a smartphone in general, like I have this little ReadyCam mount. This is a little bit heavier, but I wanted this not as much for hiking as for standard use. This is very well built, but there are lighter options out there for actual adapters. But this is just to show that you can adapt anything to this standard tripod mount. So in this case, take my phone, slide it in there, and good to go. Modern smartphones have fantastic cameras on them. They're not as good as standalone higher-end cameras, but you're only as good as the camera that you have with what you're actually going to use. And if you're going for as light as possible, smartphone camera is actually pretty awesome. I'm going to bring it in here so you get a little better shot of this item itself, but it is pretty cool. So let's bring it in quick. So I just have my phone on there with my ReadyCam mount, and if I actually, let me just take my phone out of here so you get a little better shot here. So if I take this off too, you can see here that basically what we have is a ball joint on the actual head. So if we actually loosen this, this ball joint becomes fully usable and fully articulating. It basically has a pivot joint, so you can pivot it around as well, which does help in actually when you actually collapse everything up. When you fold it up, you loosen the joint and then you fold it flat so it's not sticking out. Now I typically always keep this on the actual mount when I'm using this. If I'm not going to be using this, then obviously I don't need it, but I do like to store it on there. That way I don't have to worry about losing it. It does come with a velcro strap, if you can see this here. Let me get this out of the way real quick. So if we actually had a tree branch of some kind, I'll undo the velcro real quick and I'll show you. So we have, if we have like a tree branch, so like my arm here, basically, you would take the velcro, go around that, and then re-velcro on itself. So if I can do this decently. So then we can actually mount the camera to a tree or to a branch or to a pole or whatever, what have you. And that way you can obviously use that rather than always setting it on the ground. Maybe you're in a spot that you don't have good ground to set it on, or maybe you just want a different camera angle from a higher angle or something. It gives you that capability. And then when I go to pack it up, I just go around itself once with the tripod open. Now don't get it too tight, just a little bit loose there so you can still fold this thing down. And that is the gist, at least, of the Ultrapod 2. So you can see here on the packaging how they have a video camera actually strapped to a tree directly, which works pretty awesome. So this product, and I've actually used several small tripods before. I had actually used the original Ultrapod a while back. I never owned one, but I had a friend that had one, and I liked it. And then when the Ultrapod 2 came out, I got this. This was basically, I got this from one of my last trips, and it was awesome. I loved having it. Did I use it all the time? No. I did a lot of, obviously, shooting by hand like I typically do. But whenever I wanted to get a group shot or, you know, a shot of time-lapse or something like that, this thing came in it was very handy. That's the best way to put it. So definitely recommend checking this out. There are other options out there, to be honest. This is a composite, not a aluminum or anything like that, or any kind of metal. You could obviously always look for something like that that's probably going to be a little more robust in terms of its longevity. But this one, the composite they build this out of, it's definitely built well. Unless you're really being abusive to it, or if you have a really heavy camera. But you could definitely put a lot of weight on this. Don't know if they actually tell you the weight limit on this guy, because it is pretty darn durable, to be honest. It's built for years of use. So definitely check out the Ultrapod 2. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Please do. That way we build the database, right? Share the video, like the video if you like it. Otherwise, we'll catch you here on a future video right here on CampGeeks. Thanks for stopping by.